Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to 10 Minutes Daily Cafe Chat. It is Wednesday, January 21st. I am Emily.
And I am Lisa. Happy Wednesday. I am barely surviving the middle of the week, Emily.
Barely surviving? It is only Wednesday. What happened?
I just checked my credit card statement. I forgot to cancel another free trial.
Oh no. Which one was it this time? A streaming service? An app?
A streaming service. I signed up to watch exactly one movie, forgot about it, and now I am $20 poorer. It's the subscription trap.
That is a very modern problem. We trade our money for convenience, but sometimes we pay for things we don't even use.
Exactly. I need to audit my life, or just cancel everything and live in a cave.
Well, before you move to a cave, we have some interesting news today that might distract you.
Please, distract me. What is on the menu?
Today, we're talking about ads in ChatGPT, some big changes to YouTube monetization, and a serious look at AI psychosis. AI psychosis? That sounds terrifying. It is a mix of business reality and psychological safety today, and that brings us to our keyword quiz. Is the keyword bankruptcy? Because that is how I feel. Not quite. Today's keyword is trade-off, T-R-A-D-E-O-F-F.
Trade-off? Like when you give up something to get something else?
Exactly. Keep that in mind as we discuss our first story. It's the ultimate trade-off between free and advertising. So, let's start with our first story, the news that might upset your wallet, or at least your eyes. OpenAI is going to test ads in ChatGPT. I hate this. I really hate this. I thought ChatGPT was different. Many people felt that way, but the reality of business is catching up. OpenAI is burning through billions of dollars. Billions? With a B? Yes, billions. Running these massive AI models is incredibly expensive, and until now, the free version was, well, completely free.
But Sam Altman said he wouldn't do this. I remember reading that he called ads a last resort.
You have a good memory. In 2024, he did say that. He was worried ads would erode user trust. It definitely erodes my trust. I feel betrayed. So where are these ads going to be? Bubbling up in my poetry? Not exactly. They announced that ads will appear at the bottom of answers when there is a relevant sponsored product. At the bottom? Okay, that is slightly less annoying than a pop-up in my face. And they will be clearly labeled. It's starting with a test for some users in the US. But wait, I pay for the Plus version. Do I still see ads? No. If you're a Plus, Pro, or Enterprise user, you're safe. No ads for you.
Phew, okay. But what about that new plan, the cheaper one?
Ah, the ChatGPT Go plan. That's $8.
Yeah, the affordable one.
Unfortunately, even the $8 plan will have ads.
What? I have to pay $8 and look at ads? That's the worst trade-off ever.
That seems to be the sticking point for a lot of people. Usually, paying means ad-free.
Exactly. Netflix doesn't show me ads. Wait, actually, they do on the cheap plan now.
See? It's becoming the industry standard. This is the trade-off. If you want the technology for a low price, your attention becomes the product.
Ugh, capitalism wins again. So my smart assistant is basically becoming a salesperson?
That's the fear. But Emily's perspective is, if ads keep the free tier available for students and people who can't afford $20, maybe it's necessary.
I get that. Access is important, but it just feels like the end of the pure AI era.
It might be. We're moving from the research phase to the commercial phase.
Well, I hope the ads are at least funny if I have to see them. Entertain me.
We'll see. But speaking of making money from content, YouTube is changing their rules too.
Are they adding more ads? Because I can't skip any more, Emily.
Actually, this is good news for creators. Moving on to our second story, YouTube has announced that they are relaxing monetization guidelines for some controversial topics.
Really? I thought YouTube banned everything. You can't even say certain sensitive words sometimes.
That is true. Actually, we have to be careful right now. If we say specific prohibited words, this video itself could be demonetized or restricted. Oh, right. So we have to use code words or speak indirectly? Exactly. So please understand if our phrasing sounds a bit vague. It's for our survival. Got it. We're walking on eggshells here. It's been a sensitive area for a long time. Creators often dealt with the yellow dollar icon, limiting their revenue.
Yeah, the demonetization apocalypse, it destroys views too.
Exactly. But now they're allowing full monetization for serious, real-life topics that were previously considered too sensitive for advertisers.
Whoa, that sounds like a big shift. Are you sure that's a good idea?
It's a nuanced change. The key is context. If the content is educational, a documentary, or a fictional drama, it's now okay.
So it separates shock value from storytelling.
Precisely. For example, if someone is sharing a difficult life experience to help others, that was usually demonetized. Now it's recognized as valuable content.
That's terrible. Survivors should be able to share their stories without being punished.
YouTube agrees now. They realized their AI was being too restrictive and hurting creators who were trying to be helpful.
That makes sense. There's this huge difference between promoting harm and discussing recovery.
Exactly. But there are still lines you can't cross. Content that glorifies dangerous acts or is graphically violent is still strictly ineligible. Good. Those should be banned. I don't want to see ads on that. Also, graphic details are still a no-go. It has to be handled sensitively. So it's about intent. If you're educating or telling a fictional story, it's okay. Exactly. YouTube is finally treating creators like serious filmmakers or journalists. I like this change. It feels more mature, like YouTube is growing up. It does. It gives creators more freedom to be authentic. But I bet it's hard for the AI to tell the difference, right? That uses content classifiers. And you're right, it's tricky. Where's the line between dramatized and graphic?
I guess we'll find out. Hopefully, good creators get paid and the bad stuff stays hidden.
It's a delicate balance, but it's a step towards removing the stigma from these conversations.
Totally. If we can't talk about hard things, we can't fix them.
Well said, Lisa. But speaking of hard conversations and AI, our next topic is a bit unsettling.
Is this the psychosis thing? I am already nervous.
It is serious, but important. This brings us to our third and final topic, AI psychosis.
Okay, that sounds like a sci-fi movie title. Is the AI going crazy, or are we?
It refers to humans, specifically vulnerable people whose psychotic symptoms are being shaped or intensified by AI chatbots.
Wait, so the AI is making people crazy?
Not causing it. That's an important distinction. AI doesn't cause psychosis, but it can reinforce it.
Reinforce it how?
Think about how ChatGPT works. It's designed to be helpful, responsive, and collaborative.
Yeah, it agrees with me. It's a yes man.
Exactly. If someone has a delusion, say they believe they're a secret agent, and they tell the AI,
The AI might play along. Yes, Commander, what is your next mission?
precisely. For a healthy person, that's a game. For someone losing touch with reality, that's validation.
Oh my God, that is terrifying. It makes the delusion feel real.
The term is validation without reality checks. The AI doesn't know it is feeding a delusion.
Because it doesn't judge. It just predicts the next word.
Correct. And humans have a tendency called aberrant salience, where we assign deep meaning to neutral things.
So if the AI says, I understand, the person thinks, see, even the machine knows the truth.
That is exactly what clinicians are worried about. It creates a feedback loop that can isolate the person from human help.
Why talk to a doctor who says you are sick when you can talk to an AI who says you are special?
That's the danger. And currently, most AI safety guardrails are focused on preventing hate speech or dangerous content, not this type of delusion reinforcement.
Right, it stops you from making a bomb, but it doesn't stop you from believing you are the king of Mars.
Exactly. Unless it's hate speech, the AI doesn't know it is factually incorrect, but for a patient, it's dangerous.
I already talk to it like a friend, please and thank you.
We all do. But for some, that bond can replace real human connection, leading to deeper isolation.
It's a technology problem, but it's also a mental health problem.
It is. Psychiatrists are calling for better design, bridging the gap between code and clinical care.
Companies like OpenAI need to hire psychologists, not just engineers.
I couldn't agree more. Technology impacts our minds, not just our productivity.
I'm going to go hug a real human after this, just to check my reality.
That's a very healthy response, Lisa. Real connection is the best reality check. We've covered some deep ground today. Let's recap our journey.
First, OpenAI is testing ads, even on the $8 plan. My wallet is crying.
Second, YouTube is letting creators monetize sensitive topics if they're educational or dramatized.
A win for storytelling, but a tricky line to walk.
And finally, the concern over AI psychosis and how chatbots can inadvertently reinforce delusions.
A reminder that AI is a tool, not a therapist.
Exactly. Which brings us back to our keyword, trade-off.
The balance. We trade money for ads, strictness for freedom, and convenience for potential psychological risks.
Life is full of trade-offs. We just have to decide which ones are worth it.
I think so too. And speaking of deals, we have a question for you in the comments.
Would you keep using ChatGPT if it showed you ads, or would you switch to a competitor?
And specifically, would you pay $8 to see ads? Let us know your thoughts below.
If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
It helps us navigate the algorithm and keep bringing you these daily updates.
Thanks for listening. Go hug a human.
See you tomorrow.